Hey, what's up everybody? This is Tony with Lido, Loca, and I'm here to answer the question, how do you play craps on a cruise ship? How do you play craps at all? It's a great tutorial, a great collaboration with the YouTube channel Color Up, Jermey over there. And before I kick it over to him to show you the ins and outs of the craps table, I just want to talk for a few seconds about playing craps on a cruise ship or casino in general on a cruise ship. There's a couple ways that you can fund your gambling on a cruise ship. You can bring cash. You can put cash in slot machines. You can give cash to dealers on tables for chips. Or you don't have to bring any cash. You can charge it all to your cabin. That could be good or bad, but whatever form of payment you have to secure your cabin, credit card, debit card, whatever, you can charge your gambling against your cabin. Most of the time when you do that on the table, there's going to be some sort of charge. So like for example, on the craps table, if you charge money to your cabin, they charge you 5%. And so if you take out 100, it's going to cost you $105. I always try to bring money with me. So that's usually the easiest and the path of least resistance, but then you got to carry money around with you, and some people have different comfort levels for that. The other thing about casinos on cruises is they're not 24/7. So if you are in a port, like if you go to the Bahamas, if you go to Nassau, or if you go to San Juan, Puerto Rico, or when you get on the cruise ship somewhere in Florida, the casino is not open. And so the casino usually only operates out in international waters. There are some exceptions to that. For example, I am on one of the world's largest cruise ships, Royal Caribbean's Harmony of the Seas, and we are today docked at their own private island. Perfect day at Coco Cay is what they call it, and at noon today they will be opening up the casino. So there is some exceptions to the rule, but for the most part, if you are in a port city in the US or a port city at another country, the casino is closed. Now before we jump into the Color Up presentation, before we jump into Jeremy's presentation, I do want to mention a couple things. Whenever anybody asks me how do you learn to play craps, I say that before you even go to the craps table, you have to memorize this. When the button is off, 7 or 11 wins, 2, 3, or 12 loses. Anything else turns the button on. I'll say it one more time. When the button is off, 7, 11 wins, 2, 3, or 12 loses. Anything else turns the button on. Now the flip side of that is when the button's on, 7 loses and the pass line wins when the button number gets hit. Now that will make a lot more sense after you watch the Color Up presentation, but trust me, if you memorize those two pieces of information, you can walk up to a craps table at any casino anywhere and you'll know exactly what is going on. The other thing that you want to look for when you walk up to a craps table is you want to scope out what the minimum bet is. The minimum bet is usually displayed on a placard or a display on the inside of the craps table. They look like this. That way you know how much money you have to put at risk when you're playing on that craps table. Alright, without much further ado, let me give you a little introduction. Color Up is my favorite YouTube craps channel. It is full of craps strategies from basic strategy to advanced strategy, and what I really like about the Color Up channel is you see live rolls. So Jeremy explains the process and then he actually rolls the dice so that you can see dice in the air, dice on the layout, and understand exactly what is happening. Really great presentation. I'm so thankful to him. You can thank him also by going to the Color Up YouTube channel and subscribing. You can help me out by subscribing to this video and hitting the like button. And yeah, go to Color Up, watch one of his videos, and let him know that you're part of the Loca fam, that we sent you from over here. So again, watch this as many times as you want, take notes, memorize those things I told you at the beginning, and you will be much more comfortable on your next cruise playing craps. I'll be back at the end to wrap it all up.
So you head down and check out the ship's casino, and you pass the table game that looks like this, and you're thinking to yourself, there's no way I'm playing that game. It looks way too intimidating. Well, today I want to show you it's actually a very simple game to learn and play, and it's a whole lot of fun. Let's check it out. Welcome to the game of craps. Now it's really just a dice game, and on the streets they'll play it and they don't even have this confusing layout. All they need is dice and a player with money. These 2 dice make up 11 different dice combinations, the numbers 2 through 12. And really the game is just about betting on what you think will roll next. Now when you first come to the table, you want to look for this puck. It'll be on a number or it'll be off. When it's off, we're in between hands, and that's when you could put down your money and get your chips. Simply put down your money and your cruise card on the table in front of you, and you'll want to add your card because they'll rate your play, and hopefully you'll earn compensation or comps for playing at the casino. The dealer's going to take your money, count it out, they'll count out the chips and slide it your way, and you'll want to put them in the rack in front of you, and you're ready to play. Now the basics of this game is the pass line bet. So let's go ahead and see what that looks like. You're going to make a pass line bet by putting your money right on the line in front of you. Now there are two stages to this game. The first stage is when the puck is off, and that's called the come out roll. When the shooter takes the dice and rolls them, a couple things could happen. You're going to win this bet, you're going to lose this bet, or this puck is going to be one of these 6 numbers, and it's going to be establishing a point. So when the puck is off on the first roll of the dice, if they roll a 7 or an 11, you win your bet, and you'll get paid. If they roll a 2, 3, or 12, those are called craps numbers. If they roll one of those numbers, you'll lose your bet. Now the only other numbers remaining are the 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, and 10. So if one of those rolls, the dealer's going to take this puck and mark it. Let's say a 5 rolls, they're going to put this puck on the 5. Now during stage 1, if you didn't win or lose, now you're in stage 2 of the game, and your bet is wherever this puck is. So in this case, our pass line bet, we have a bet on the 5. If the 5 rolls, we win. If the 7 rolls, in stage 2, the 7 is a very bad number. If the 7 rolls, we lose. No other numbers matter. Again, we're just looking for the 5 to win and the 7 to lose. Now this puck may end up on a different number. Let's say it's the 8. In this case, we have a bet on the 8. If the 8 rolls, we win. If the 7 rolls, we lose. That's it. That's the whole game in a nutshell. Not too intimidating now, right? It's pretty simple. So if the game is so simple, what are all these other areas and bets about? So they allow you to bet on any other number. So you could just put money down on the table and ask the dealer to make a bet for you on any of these other numbers. If you think the 4 is going to roll, or the 5, the 6, the 9, or 10, you could always make bets on that number, or you could make bets on multiple numbers, depending on how many bets you want to play and how much money you want to risk. Remember, these will win and you'll get paid if they roll. If the 7 rolls first, we would lose all of our money though. So you got to be careful. So if you want to bet on any of these numbers up here, you put your money on the table and ask the dealer to help you. Down here we have a self-service bet. So you can bet in the field and you win with any of these numbers, but look out, you lose if a 5, 6, 8, or 7 rolls, and these are the most common numbers to roll. So although it looks like you have a lot of numbers and chances to win, there's actually more ways to lose than to win. But that's gambling. The field is a 1-roll bet. So when the dice roll, you're either going to win your bet or you're going to lose your bet, and that's it. Now the center of the table are picture bets. That means the dice have to roll as you see them in order to win. For instance, you'll see an 11 down here. This is a 1-roll bet. If the 11 rolls, you're going to win $15 for every $1 you bet. If any other number rolls, you're going to lose that bet. Same here. Here you're looking for the 2, here you're looking for the 12. These bets up here are hard way bets. They're not a 1-roll bet, but they have to roll like the picture. In this case, we have to have 2 5s in order to win this bet. Now there are other ways to roll the 10, for instance, the 6 and the 4. Those are called easy ways. If the 6-4 rolls, you'd lose your bet. If the 7 rolls, you'd lose your bet. The only way to win these bets is just how you see them in the picture. All right, now we have the come bet. The come bet is actually the exact same as the pass line bet, but you can make it in the middle of the game when the puck is on. So if we put our bet in the come when the puck is on, if you remember, the very first roll is called the come out roll. 7 or 11 we win, 2, 3, or 12 we lose. If any other number rolls, let's say the 4 rolls, our bet would move to the 4. And now if a 4 rolls we win, a 7 rolls we lose. No other number matters. Now there are ways to bet against the number. So you're betting for the 7 to show, in this case before the 4 or any other number. And that's what this don't pass, don't come. And there's also lay bets, which are not listed here, but you can make. It's basically playing the whole game opposite. You would be rooting for the 7 instead of rooting for numbers to show. If you want to get into more of that, I have plenty of videos that cover that. But as a beginner, you might want to stay away from those type of bets. Now there is one more bet I do want to cover, and it's actually the best bet you could make in the whole casino. It's the only one like it. Let's say the point is a 10 and we have our pass line bet on the 10. It's not on the layout, but you can make an additional bet behind your pass line. You just put it literally right behind your pass line in this unmarked area, and that's called the true odds bet. The cool thing about the odds bet is it pays true fair odds according to the risk you're taking. In this case, on the number 10, there are actually 3 ways to roll a 10, and there are 6 ways to roll a 7. So 6 ways to lose, only 3 ways to win. But the casino pays you fairly for taking that risk. So they will pay you $6 for every $3 bet, or you can reduce that down. They'll pay you $2 for every $1 bet. So if the 10 rolls, they'll actually pay you 2 for every 1. Your pass line bet just gets paid 1 to 1. Like I said, nowhere else in the casino will you find a bet that pays you fairly. They always take a little percentage out of any win you get. Now, you don't have to make any other bets. You could just stick to one single bet, and I actually recommend that if you're a new player. Just make a pass line bet when the puck is off and see what happens. A number rolls, it becomes a point. You now have a bet on the 5. If you do want to make one more bet, I would tell the dealer you want to make a bet on the 6 or 8, and that's it. And maybe just see what happens. Let the dice roll and see if you can win a couple times. Once you get more comfortable with the game, you can certainly add and bet on more numbers, but it's not necessary. Think of this like blackjack. You're betting on the one hand, it's either going to win or lose, and you can have a lot of fun at the game of craps with just that one bet. So the next time you're in the Ship's Casino, give the game of craps a try. It's a lot of fun, and good luck on coloring up.
And that's it, folks. Start off by learning that very first bet, that pass line bet that Jeremy talked about, and you will be well on your way to learning craps. The other great thing about craps is it's a really social game, so people at the table, they'll be happy to help you learn how to play. The dealers will help you learn how to play, and you'll have a really good time. Thanks so much for checking out the show today. Hope you enjoyed it. Please hit the like button. This is Tony for Lido, Loca, and until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido Hot Dice. Bye.